Good morning, class 3. Today we will start a new chapter in unit 2, that is chapter 3, air. All of you take out your ABS books, which is we and our surroundings 3, and open chapter 3, page number 29. Now, good morning, class. Today we will start a new chapter, which is air. So let's see what is air. Okay, read it with me. Air is all around us. We cannot live without air. All animals and plants need air to breathe. The earth is surrounded by a layer of air called atmosphere. Air is also found in water. Aquatic animals use this air to stay alive. As we have learned earlier that food is very important for us, like that only air is also very important for us, and air is all around us, or we can say that air is present around us at every time, at everywhere. Okay, we cannot live without air. As we have learned earlier that we can live for several days without food and few days without water, but we can't live without air, as air is very important for us to survive. Air is very important because from air, or we need air to breathe. Okay, so that's why air is very important for us to survive. Otherwise we will not be able to survive if air will not be present in atmosphere, or we will not get air. Now, all animals and plants need air to breathe. Yes, all animals and plants, as all animals and plants are living things, like that only we are also a living beings. So living things need uh, air to breathe. The earth is surrounded by a layer of air called atmosphere. So the earth, the planet earth is surrounded by a layer of air, which is called atmosphere. The air which is present in atmosphere, that air we use for breathing. Okay, so the layer of air which is surrounded all over the earth, that is called atmosphere. Okay, now air is also found in water. Aquatic animals use this air to stay alive. Not It is not necessary that air is present only on land. Air is also found in water also. Okay, air is also present in water also. As the air is present in water, and that air is used, the air which is present in water only, okay, that air is used by the aquatic animals just to breathe in, or to stay alive. Okay, now next para. Two of the most important gases in air are oxygen and carbon dioxide. Animals breathe in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Plants take in carbon dioxide and make their food. They give out oxygen. Thus, there is a balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the environment. As a layer of air is called atmosphere, and in that atmosphere there are number of gases, or we can say the airs which are present in that atmosphere. So from that, there are two most important gases are oxygen and carbon dioxide. There are two important gases which are most important just to survive, are oxygen and carbon dioxide. Oxygen is very important for staying alive, for surviving in this world. Okay, and carbon dioxide is important for the plants. That's why these both gases are very important for us. Now, as animals breathe in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, as animals and human beings, what they do? They breathe in, they take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. When we breathe, or when the animals breathe, what happens? We breathe in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. But there is a vice versa, or we can say there is an opposite in the case of plants. As the animals and human beings breathe in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, but in plants what happens? Plants breathe in carbon dioxide and give oxygen, because plants produce their own food, and for that they need carbon dioxide just to make their food, and they give out oxygen, which creates a balance between the oxygen and carbon dioxide in the environment. Okay, as human beings and animals are, what they are doing, they are giving out the carbon dioxide. And if suppose, what will happen if the plants will also just give out the carbon dioxide only? Then all the oxygen will be consumed by the plants and animals. Then what will happen? On one day it will come that the presence of oxygen will be zero. Just to balance this equation only, what happens? The animals and human beings give out carbon dioxide and taking oxygen. But in plants, what happens? Plants take in the carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen, just to balance these gases in the environment. Now turn to the page number 30. Now let's see the characteristics of air. Air has certain characteristics. Let us read about it. We cannot see, touch or smell air. We can only feel air when it moves. We can feel air when we stand near a table fan. When we ride on a scooter, we puff out our cheeks. When air moves very fast, it is called wind. Wind can do many things. Wind can turn the fans of a windmill. Wind can move a glider. Wind can push a sailboat. Okay, now let's see the characteristics of air. Characteristics means the functions of air, or what does the air do. Yes, we cannot see, touch or smell air. We can't see that air. Can you see? No. We can't see the air. We can't touch the air. We can't smell the air. But we can feel the air when it moves. We can feel the air when it moves. And when can we feel the air? We can feel the air when we stand near a table fan. When we stand near a table fan, then we feel a air. As the air comes from the table fan, it's very fast. Then we can feel the air. Then when we go on a ride when we go for a ride on a scooter, then also we feel a air. Then we puff out our cheeks, as you can see in the picture also the girl is doing. When we puff out our cheeks, then also we feel a air. Okay, after that, when air moves very fast, it is called wind. When air moves, as air moves, okay, then only we feel. So when it moves very fast, then we called it wind. Okay, and that wind can do many things, like it can turn the fans of a windmill, and it can move the glider. Glider means a parachute. Okay, so wind can move a glider, and it can push a sailboat also. Yes, it can push a sailboat if there is a very fast wind, or we can say that there are very wind. When the air is moving very fast, then what will happen? Our boat will also move forward as a very fast wind is coming, which is helping in pushing a sailboat. Okay, then air occupies space. Yes, air occupies a space. We can try it also. Okay, how we can try? See, try it yourself. Blow air into an empty balloon. Watch how it becomes bigger and bigger. Why? It is because the air that you blow in fills up the space inside the balloon. This shows that the air occupies space. Now, suppose we have taken a balloon. Now, after that, what we do? We blow air into that empty balloon just to fill it or to make it bigger in size. And as we blow air into that empty balloon, the size of the balloon gets bigger and bigger. Why? Why the size of a balloon gets bigger and bigger? Because the air which we are blowing into it, that is filling the space inside the balloon. Okay, that fills the space which is present inside that balloon, and this proves that the air occupies space, because there was an empty balloon, and when we blow the air into that empty balloon, then what happens? The size of a balloon became bigger and bigger. It changed. So this proves that the air occupies space. Now see page number 31. Air has weight. Yes, air has weight also, and this we can prove by taking two footballs, one filled with air and another empty without air. Okay, and after taking that ball, just observe their balance, observe their weights on a scale or balance or a weighting machine. Okay, or you can just observe them by putting them on the bladders of a scale, as you are seeing in a picture also. This is also a weighting machine only. Okay, so you will observe that the ball which is filled with air is heavier than the empty one. Okay, so this proves that the air has weight. Then air is needed to burn things. Yes, air is needed to burn things. This also we can try by ourselves. What we have to do? We have to cover a burning candle with a glass tumbler. We have taken a candle. After that, we burned it. Okay, or we flamed the fire on the. We blamed the candle. After burning the candle, what we have to do? We have to just cover that burning candle by a glass. And after that, when we cover that candle with a glass, what will happen? That candle it will stop burning after some time. It will burn for some time, and after some time, what will happen? That candle will stop burning. So why this happens? Because the candle which was kept in air, or which was kept in open air, that was receiving air, so that was just burning, and the candle which we covered with a glass, so that was not getting any air. The air which was present under that glass, जब ग्लास के अंदर जितनी भी एयर थी, जब वो खत्म हो गई तो क्या हुआ? जो कैंडल थी वो बुझ गई. Okay, so air is needed to burn things also. After that, our topic is air pollution. What is air pollution? Air pollution is a type of pollution created or caused by harmful gases released by the vehicles as well as the industries. Okay. Now, what does the pollution means? Pollution means just to pollute anything or the pollute our surrounding by harmful substances. Okay, now let's see. The presence of harmful materials in the air in such concentrations which are dangerous to man and his environment is called air pollution. The presence of harmful materials like that in the air, which I told you just now, that the harmful substances. Okay, so the gases which are released by the vehicles, ships, chimneys, industries, factories, the air. Okay, that air contains the harmful substances which goes out from the vehicles or the industries and they get mixed up in the air and which pollutes the air. Okay, so the presence of harmful material in the air is such concentrations which are dangerous to man and his environment. Air pollution comes mainly from car, bus, truck, exhaust, waste burners, factories, power station and burning of coal, oil, gas, etc. in homes. It also comes from mining and volcanic eruptions. Now, how our air is getting polluted? Air pollution generally comes from cars, buses and truck exhausts. What waste burners means कूड़ा, जो हम कहीं कहीं पे हम लोग क्या देखते हैं, जो वेस्ट मटेरियल्स होते हैं, और the garbage, we burn that garbage, so that the burning of garbage also, the burning of garbage also creates also cause air pollution. So, and the factories, power station and burning of coal, oil, gases from factories and power stations, that the production, when the production process is going on, then what happens? There are some harmful substances which are released by the factories through chimneys, and that air goes to the atmosphere which pollutes our air. Okay, or our atmosphere. After that, burning of coal, oil and gas, etc. in homes. When we burn the oil, coal as well as gas, then also air pollution causes. Okay, or it happens. It also comes from mining and volcanic eruptions. Yes, it also comes from mining and volcanic eruptions. After that, air pollution can spread long distances. For example, chemicals have been discovered in Antarctica where they have never been used. Now, air pollution can spread long distance. Yes, the air pollution can spread, or it can cover long distances. For example, the chemicals which have been discovered in Antarctica, where the chemicals which are covered in Antarctica, those chemicals which are produced in Antarctica, they can travel at that place also where they are never been used, or where they have never been used. Then this is how air pollution is caused. Air pollution is very harmful. It causes diseases like cancer, asthma, bronchitis. It also reduces crop yielding. Animals lose their weight frequently due to air pollution. Yes, air pollution is very harmful for us also as well as for animals also, because animals lose their weight frequently just due to the air pollution. And for us it is very harmful because it causes some harmful diseases like cancer, asthma, bronchitis. Okay. Now after that, it also reduces crop yielding. Crop yielding means it also reduces the farming or the crops production. It reduces the crop production also because it needs a good quality of air and water. So it took it reduces the crop production also. Now this completes our chapter air. Okay, now class, your homework is to read chapter 3 as well as do the exercises in your book. Thank you class.